be illegal.
It is illegal. But you know what? I'm not afraid to go to prison, because even prisons have theater programs.
It would be a shame for our prisons to have stellar theater programs, but our high school will be left without one.
I agree, Paul. And studies have shown that 100% of children who don't have stellar theater programs go to prison. Wow, indeed. Wow, indeed, Paul. So go ahead. Withhold from donating, and your sweet little angel can end up in the Illinois State Penitentiary. But hey, at least he'll finally get to be Tevye like he always wanted. And co-star with Rod Blagojevich with him. Maybe the governor will give you a pardon and you can see your sweet baby angel perform in prison. Because you didn't want to donate tonight.
Well, aside from staying out of prison, why else should we care about the arts? I mean, after all, we have television.
Paul, are you crazy? The theater is where we can all come together as a community and have one joint shared experience. It's our town.
Our town? I think I see Maddie Mitchell and Tyler Lewis coming up Madison Street right now. They'll be playing George and Emily from the 2009 production of Our Town.
Excellent.
Can't wait.
Hit the button, Paul. Whoa!
Say, Bob, if I'm a little late for practice, just start without me, would you? Emily, can I carry your books home for you?
Oh, why, sure, it isn't far.
Emily, why are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you.
You've been treating me awful funny lately.
Well, since you asked me, you might as well just come right out and say it. George, I don't like this whole change that's come over you.
Change? Oh, what do you mean?
Well, up until a year ago, I used to like you a lot. And I used to watch you while you would do everything, but because we've been friends for so long. And then you began spending all of your time at baseball. And you never stopped to speak to anyone anymore. You've gotten awful stuck up lately, and well, all the girls say so, and it hurts me to hear them say it, George, but I have to agree with them a little.
Emily.
I'm sorry I said all that about you. I don't know what made me say it.
Emily.
Now I can see it's not even the truth at all, and it's not that important anyway.
Emily, would you like to get an ice cream soda or something before you go home?
Thank you. I would.
Good afternoon, Mr. Morgan.
Oh, I'll have a strawberry phosphate, Mr. Morgan.
No, Emily, have a soda with me.
Well,
2 strawberry ice cream sodas, Mr. Morgan.
they're so expensive.
No, don't you think of that, Emily. Emily, I want to ask you a favor.
What?
If I go off to State Agriculture College next year, will you write me a letter once in a while?
I certainly will, George. But maybe letters from Grover's Corners wouldn't be so interesting after a while. I mean, it's in a very important place. But I think it's a nice town.
Emily, the day wouldn't come when I wouldn't want to know everything about our town. I know that's true. Emily...
Well, I'll try and make them interesting then.
Emily, I don't know if it's really that important to go to agriculture school to be a good farmer.
Why, George.
It might even be a waste of time.
My.
And like you say, being gone all that time, gosh, I don't want to go away. I feel you're as good a friend as I've got. I don't need to go meet the people in other towns.
Well, George, maybe it's important to go meet all those people, but I don't know.
Emily, I'll make up my mind right now. I won't go.
I don't see why I have to decide that right now. I mean, it's a whole year away.
Emily, when you said today about how you were watching me when I did everything, well, I was doing the same about you. Well, I always thought of you as one of the chief people I thought about. I've been trying to walk home with you for 3 days now, and something's always gotten in the way.
George, life's awful funny. I mean, but
Listen, Emily, I think when you found someone you're really fond of, I mean, is fond of you too. Well, that's just as important as college is, and even more so.
Well, I think that's very important too.
Emily?
Yes, George?
Emily, would you be, I mean, could you be...
I am now. And I always have been.
Well, I guess this is an important talk we've been having.
Yes. Yes.